Well, it's December, and since it is December, that means we're almost at the new year. Now, we are hearing a lot of really good news about vaccines for the COVID-19 virus, so hopefully 2021 will be a return to normal. I'm skeptical that it will take as little time as we are hoping. I think it will be 6 months, probably closer to 9, before things are back to what we consider something close to normal. So in light of that, I made a tag all about quarantine, because we're probably going to still be in quarantine for quite some time. Here in Los Angeles, we have a new stay-at-home order, or really it's the old one again, just again. There are a lot of people out there who are dealing with the same, and I think that we are going to be stuck indoors for a little while longer. So I did a tag about it, and if you want to do this, please go ahead and record it and let me know that you did. And I'm going to tag some more people at the end, but even if I don't tag you, you are hereby tagged if you want to be. Question number 1, how are you doing? This is an important one because we need to talk about our mental health and talk about how we're really doing. And for me, I think I'm doing okay. In all honesty, I think that it took me a while to kind of find my equilibrium in the pandemic. I think that losing my job and then my fiance getting a job and then just last week losing it because of the pandemic again, that's been a lot, but we are doing well, we are safe, we are secure, we're in an okay financial position, surprisingly. You know, we've been in worse when there wasn't a pandemic. I think we're doing okay. Question number 2, has anyone you know contracted COVID-19? Have you lost anyone to the pandemic? I've talked about this in other videos, but my fiance had a mild case of it in, I believe it was March. And fortunately, she recovered well. She never had to be hospitalized. She was diagnosed over the phone, and it seems that she made a full recovery. We're very lucky in that regard. A couple people on her side of the family just contracted it just a couple of days ago when I'm recording this. So by the time the video comes out, hopefully they are recovering and on the mend. But very fortunately, I don't know anyone who has passed away of coronavirus in my personal life. Number 3, who are you quarantined with? I'm pretty lucky in this regard. First of all, I'm living with my wonderful fiance, Victoria. I also have a roommate, Jeffrey, who I've lived with for, 8 years, something like that. So he and I know each other extremely well. We're able to keep each other entertained pretty much as we're stuck inside together all day. We had another roommate who thankfully moved out in September. We were not kind of on the best terms with him. Victoria's mother and brother have moved in. So that is just a huge improvement. It's really nice to have them around. First of all, to know they're safe. Second of all, I just enjoy their company. And it's nice to have, we've got 5 people in the house. It's a lot, and it's difficult to be alone unless you want to be, and that's a really good thing. When you're dealing with a situation like this, it can be so easy for people who are living alone to not interact with anyone. And that doesn't happen here. And that's a really good thing. We can check in on each other. We can keep each other's spirits up. I think we have a really good kind of homemade family here. And that's really helpful. Question 4, what plans did you have to cancel due to the pandemic? Hey, I had to cancel a wedding. No, that was the big one. Well, not cancel, postpone. We're gonna get married in 2021. We don't know when. We're looking at some dates. Now that we know kind of a rough timeline for the vaccines, we can actually start planning for the wedding again, which is nice. But I've done videos before about how the wedding date that we had originally picked had come and gone, and it hit us harder than we were expecting. You know, we'd known for months by the time it had come. We've already had other dates kind of tentatively held in 2021, but yeah, that was the big one for 2020. I was really hoping to be formally and officially married. That being said, thank God I am living with my fiance and not in separate buildings, because that would be, I don't know how I'd get through it. Question 5, what hobbies have you picked up during quarantine? We've gone through the things that most people have. We've played some board games, we've bought some puzzles. I got really into Villainous, the Disney game, and that is a terrific board game. Also, I have a board game you can buy if you like action board games. It's called Mortals Descent of the Gods, and you play as fallen gods that are fighting monsters. It's super fun. If you like things like American Gods or Percy Jackson, or if you like games like Dungeons and Dragons, it's a very self-contained action board game, and you can buy it. It's in the thing below, the doobly-doo or whatever. So That's a game you could buy. We've been playing a little bit of that, and that's been enjoyable. We recently started playing a lot of Uno. That's a good one too. I can't sell you Uno, but we've been playing Uno. Honestly, the big one is that we bought a PS4. I never really was a big video game person, but thank goodness we have a PS4. It's nice to have that escape into those video games. We've also been playing some Mario Kart on the Switch, so that's been fun as well. Question 6, what have you been reading/watching during quarantine? I've pretty much watched all of Grey's Anatomy, and I just started watching Star Trek in November because as elections stuff was going on, I needed something that was a positive, optimistic, utopian future that also, by the way, doesn't have money or class anymore. And that was a nice form of escapism. I'll probably finish that pretty soon, or maybe not finish, but go back to that pretty soon. But I'm trying to finish Grey's Anatomy right now because the new season is premiering, and it may be the final season, ? We also really enjoyed 2 shows. I believe Never Have I Ever was the Netflix show that we watched the first season of, and we loved it. And then Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, God, one of my favorite finales of a season, just hit me right where I lived. So good. Absolutely, you should watch those. Really excited for season 2 of both of those. I actually haven't been doing as much watching of things as I kind of expected or even hoped. I mean, there's a lot of movies I want to watch, and I just have not gotten around to. Hopefully I'll bang out some more of those soon. Been watching a lot of YouTube and listening to podcasts. I'll have my phone with me as I kind of go around the house and do housework, so that's how I tend to handle things like that. That's why I tend to be checking off more YouTube videos and podcasts than movies or TV shows. Question 7, how has the pandemic affected your writing? I mean, it took a long time for me to kind of find the equilibrium I needed. I think during the summer, I was kind of in the best headspace, and I was writing more or less every day for a month or 2. But that didn't maintain itself, and I think it's because I kind of went into sprint mode rather than marathon. It also didn't help that I hadn't actually outlined the stories I was writing, and I'm really much more comfortable once I have an outline. So that definitely made a difference. But I've been doing a lot of work on preparing myself to get into 2021, hitting the ground running. I want to do a lot more writing in 2021 and actually finish projects. I did finish a draft of my novel. I've gotten a lot of great feedback on it. I think I know a lot of the changes I need to make. I have finally started to figure out a rhythm and a system for my writing, and I think that I'm kind of getting ready to go into 2021 with a clearer head. Question 8, how has the pandemic affected your overall productivity? I think I've improved pretty well in this regard. I'm really good. I'm getting really good, especially in the last month or so, about being really productive every day, checking things off of my list every day, or at least every weekday, but also being better able to tell when I'm no longer in the headspace to be productive. When I hit a wall or I kind of hit an emotional block and I go, you know what? It's time to play some Witcher. I think this is what I need. And that's been really healthy for me. And I think the pandemic, surprisingly, got me there in maybe the best way, in being able to see, like, this is the most extreme circumstance, but, now I have a sense of when I'm no longer going to be productive, at least for the next couple hours, and I need a break. I need to go for a walk with the dogs, or read something, or watch some mindless TV, or play a game, or whatever. Question number 9. How has the pandemic affected your physical health? I don't have a gym membership anymore because it was not safe to go into gyms as of March, so my health has been okay, I guess. I've started noticing allergies more because I know which rooms I'm in and what I'm responding to in them. So hopefully that will make me more aware in the future about what I react to in new circumstances. But yeah, I don't really work out anymore. And that's a problem. And number 10, do you feel prepared for another year of quarantine? If not, what would you need to do in order to feel prepared? Now, no, I don't believe we'll be quarantined for a full calendar year, but I do think it's going to be probably at least another 6 months for most of us, and maybe a little bit longer. I think there's a potential that the vaccines will be delayed by what have you, Any number of factors can come in, and then we have the added factor that there are people who don't believe in vaccines and don't believe in COVID, and people who in both groups, and it's going to be a rough couple months trying to get that vaccine to as many people as we need to. So until it is safe, I think a lot of us are going to be stuck indoors. That could be for a long time. So hypothetically, if it was going to be another year, I actually think yes. I would be. I think I'm pretty lucky in that I am finally at the point where I feel like I have a good handle on my quarantine life. Financially, obviously that would be pretty challenging, but we actually have figured out how to make our unemployment last, and hopefully there will be money coming from the government at some point. I have no faith that will happen soon, so I'm not holding my breath, but when it does come, it will be a really, really nice benefit and boon. But in the meantime, yeah, I mean, I'm held up with a bunch of great people. I couldn't ask for a better set of people to be quarantined with. I have projects that are keeping me busy, and I have hobbies that can distract me from them when I need to. So I think yes. But also, if you work in the government, no, I'm not ready. Please give us money. And the final thing to do in this video is tag someone. I'm going to tag 3 channels: Rena Mina, Aphrodite Lee, and Very Bad Books. I would love to see your answers. Please hit me up in the comments below with your video. But also, if you're not one of those people, please still do the video. I would love to see other people's answers to these questions. In the meantime, if you like the video and you want to see more videos like it, where mainly that I'm in, you can subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the month. I don't have a lot of time left to do that, and I'm not very close, so please spread the word, because if I reach 100 subscribers by the end of the month, by the end of the year, I will give away a free audiobook to a follower. So spread the word. Right now I'm at 76. Hopefully that number's higher by the time the video comes out, but you can help get it higher, and then you could potentially get a free audiobook. If you like the video, please hit the like button and interact with it in the comments below. Obviously, if you can leave a comment with your own video, that would be great, but if you don't want to do a video, feel free to just answer the questions in the comments below, because I think this is a great way to discuss these things. We honestly do need to talk about our mental health as writers and as creators, and this is kind of my way to say, hey, let's be completely honest about it and actually focus on our productivity and how well we're doing, and if we're not, that's okay too. Make sure to hit the bell, that's important for some reason. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, Victoria.